Most people see a simple field, but a structural engineer sees a complex problem. The ground here is unstable, subject to frost heave, and the immense hydraulic pressure of rainwater. And the solution he's laying out right now is an ancient one, a gravity foundation designed to last for centuries. He's not just digging a ditch, he's excavating the footing for a massive stone and concrete foundation. Get this trench wrong by a few centimeters and the entire structure built upon it is compromised. The stakes are immense. With the initial trenching done by hand, he brings in machinery to compact the subgrade, a critical step for stability. Materials arrive by crane. These large bags likely contain aggregate or sand for the concrete mix. He uses a level to check the grade of his formwork. The foundation must be perfectly level to support the building. The painstaking process of hand excavation continues, refining the trenches to their final depth and width. Every shovel of dirt is a step towards creating a solid base that can defy the forces of nature. Now the core material is sourced stone. He's gathering tons of local rock to form the foundation's mass. Each stone is chosen for its shape and size, destined to become part of an interlocking structural puzzle. The first course of stones is laid directly into the trench, a technique known as dry stone walling. He carefully selects and places each stone, ensuring a tight fit with minimal gaps. The principle is simple: use gravity and friction to create a wall that is immensely strong under compression. He builds up the courses, always following the rule of 1 stone over 2, 2 stones over 1 for maximum stability. The wall is not just a barrier, it is a precisely engineered retaining structure. The emerging foundation is a beautiful mosaic of local geology, a testament to this timeless building art. The sheer amount of rock moved and placed by hand is staggering, a true feat of human endurance. The foundation wall is a fortress against the earth, ready for the next stage of construction. With the trenches dug, he prepares for the next phase, which will involve reinforcing in concrete. He begins setting the first course of stones for the wall, creating a solid base for the structure above. While the foundation work progresses, another critical task begins: creating a proper access road to the site. A road roller compacts the subgrade, ensuring the new road can handle the weight of heavy delivery trucks. This infrastructure development is a sign of a serious long-term building project. Straw bales are brought in. These could be for insulation or for making a type of natural concrete called strawcrete. A truck delivers a load of gravel or crushed stone, the aggregate base for the new road. Layer by layer, the road is built up, a crucial artery for the construction project. Back at the foundation, the stonework continues. The guide strings ensure every course is perfectly level. The builder's focus is absolute. Each stone's placement is a calculated decision affecting the entire wall's integrity. He uses a long level to check the wall's alignment. Even a slight deviation can create a fatal weakness. Now concrete is introduced. He's pouring a bond beam, or footer, which will lock the stones together. This hybrid of dry stone technique and modern concrete creates a foundation of incredible strength. He embeds large stones directly into the wet concrete, a method that saves material while adding mass. The careful balance of stone and concrete is key to the foundation's monolithic strength. The process is slow and methodical, building up the foundation one stone, one bucket at a time. The foundation is the anchor of the house, and no corners are being cut here. He uses a hammer to carefully chip away at a stone, shaping it for a perfect custom fit in the wall. He mixes more concrete in a wheelbarrow, the engine room of this small-scale construction site. The final course of the stone foundation is laid, a solid, level platform ready for the timber frame. He continues to add stones and mortar, building up the final layers of the massive foundation wall. He uses a small hammer to tap each stone into place, ensuring it is fully bedded in the mortar. Now with collaborators, the work speeds up. A woman brings another load of stone as the mason continues. He's now setting stones within a wire mesh framework. This will act as rebar for a reinforced concrete wall. This technique, known as slipform stone masonry, combines the beauty of stone with the strength of reinforced concrete. He applies the mortar, filling the gaps between the stones, and encasing the reinforcing mesh. The wall rises, a beautiful and incredibly durable composite of stone, steel, and concrete. The build quality is exceptional, with tight joints and careful stone selection. The scale of the foundation suggests this will be a substantial permanent dwelling. The work is a dance of precision and strength, placing heavy stones with a delicate touch. Another section of the foundation is prepared, showcasing the immense scope of the groundwork. Now, excavation for a different part of the project, likely for drainage or utility lines. He inspects the finished stonework, ensuring every detail meets his high standards. The finished foundation is a fortress, an unwavering base ready for any weather. He continues to build, his focus relentless. The wall is a testament to the beauty of combining natural and man-made materials. Each section is completed with the same meticulous care. Meanwhile, maintenance is key. Another man services a tractor, keeping the project's vital machinery running. The sheer amount of earth and stone moved for this project is incredible. More earth is moved, constantly shaping the landscape to fit the architectural vision. Back at the foundation, he carefully selects each stone, visualizing its place in the wall. He places another stone, a slow but steady process that results in an unbreakable bond. The foundation is now ready for the next layer, a concrete slab. First, a level base of compacted gravel is laid. A tractor brings in topsoil or fill, likely to backfill against the completed foundation wall. The site is a hive of activity with multiple tasks happening simultaneously. With the foundation ready, the focus now shifts to the timber frame. He carefully spreads the gravel base, ensuring a uniform depth for the concrete slab. Now, the formwork for the slab is installed. These wooden boards will contain the wet concrete. Teamwork makes the job easier, as they carefully position the heavy formwork panels. While the slab prep continues, he begins processing the timber for the building's main frame. The stockpile of lumber suggests this will be a substantial timber frame structure. He uses a handsaw for precise cuts, likely for the intricate joinery required in timber framing. He inspects the wood, checking for defects, before committing it to the structure. Now for a fascinating and ancient technique. He's not burning the wood, he's preserving it. This is shosugi-ban, a Japanese method of charring wood. The carbon layer makes the wood resistant to rot, insects, and fire. The charred surface is not only protective, it creates a beautiful, deep, and textured finish. He inspects the finished planks. The depth of the char is critical to its effectiveness. The process is repeated for every board that will be exposed to the elements. The result is a pile of stunning, naturally preserved lumber, ready for assembly. He loads the finished timber, ready to transport it to the main construction site. With the materials prepared, he begins cutting the complex joinery for the timber frame. Using a power sander, he cleans and shapes the heavy beams, preparing them for finishing. He uses a chisel for the fine detail work of the joinery. This is where craftsmanship truly shines. Every cut must be perfect for the frame, to fit together tightly and strongly. He uses a small knife for the final shaping of a tenon, a slow, precise, and highly skilled task. The level of detail in the joinery is exceptional, a hallmark of high-quality timber framing. He begins to erect the frame, anchoring the main posts to the stone foundation. He uses a spray gun to apply a protective black finish, likely a stain or oil, to the frame members. For other parts, he uses a brush, ensuring even coverage on the complex joints. The dark stained timber frame begins to rise from the light-colored stone foundation. He cuts the pieces for the insulated wall panels. He's creating structural insulated panels, or SIPs, by sandwiching rigid foam insulation between timber framing. This method creates a highly efficient, airtight, and super-insulated wall system. The foam is cut to fit snugly, eliminating any gaps or thermal bridges. He assembles the SIPs on the ground, a modular approach that speeds up construction. The finished panels are ready to be lifted and slotted into the main timber frame. He continues cutting the components for the wall system. He installs a sill plate, the bottommost member of the wall frame. The first wall section is raised and secured. Lifting the heavy timber frame into place is the most dramatic and dangerous part of the build. He continues cutting the timber frame members, his workshop a hive of productive activity. The repetition of precise cuts is the foundation of a successful timber frame. The building begins to take shape, with his dog keeping a close watch on the progress. He fits a beam into place, the mortise and tenon joints, slotting together with satisfying precision. The heavy beams are maneuvered into position, a slow and careful process. The chisel comes out again for fine-tuning a joint, a testament to the handmade nature of this structure. He raises the wall frames, working from scaffolding. The building is now rising to its full height. Raising the massive roof beams is a task that requires immense strength, balance, and nerve. The completed timber frame is a work of art, a complex skeleton of interlocking wood. He continues cutting components, now for the roof substructure. He lifts another beam, his muscles straining under the immense weight. He secures the frame with long structural screws, a modern fastening method that complements the traditional joinery. He makes a final adjustment to a joint, ensuring a perfect tight fit. The completed frame stands against the sky, a stunning piece of architectural engineering. The symmetry and precision of the frame are remarkable. It is a testament to careful planning and masterful execution. Now the roof decking is installed, enclosing the magnificent timber frame. The building is finally taking on its final form, a modern cabin built with timeless techniques. The play of light and shadow through the frame is a beautiful side effect of the construction process. The final beams are placed, a capstone on this incredible feat of solo construction. He installs the roof decking, the solid plane that will support the final roofing materials. The structure is almost completely enclosed now, a process known as being in the dry. Back to the Sho Sugi band technique, jarring the exterior cladding for a lifetime of protection. He begins installing the charred wood siding, the beautiful and durable skin of the house. He cuts the siding to fit perfectly, working around the complex angles of the roofline. The dark, textured siding contrasts beautifully with the lighter stone foundation. The work is meticulous, ensuring each board is perfectly aligned. Inside, he uses the blowtorch again, this time likely to finish interior panels or furniture. He prepares the interior wall panels, cutting them to size. The methodical process continues, transforming a pile of lumber into a home. The efficiency of his workflow is impressive. He installs the interior cladding, creating a warm, dark, and cozy atmosphere. The finished building is a fortress, solid, well-insulated, and built to last. He continues to add the siding, methodically working his way around the building. He fits a large panel into place, a significant step toward completing the exterior. The pattern and texture of the charred wood siding give the building a unique and powerful character. Each board is carefully attached, creating a seamless and weatherproof skin. The building is a study in contrasts, Light stone, dark wood, solid walls, and open views. The final siding boards are installed, completing the building's exterior envelope. The finished home is a masterpiece of design and craftsmanship, a perfect blend of modern and traditional techniques. He continues working inside the now enclosed space, cutting and fitting interior components. He installs a door frame, working from a ladder to reach the high opening. Now a collaborator joins the project, installing the exterior window trim. Back inside, the original builder uses the blowtorch, likely to finish the interior door or window frames. He uses a power saw to cut materials for the interior finishing. He installs the final door frame, a critical step in making the house secure. He uses a power saw for the final trim cuts, ensuring a perfect fit. Now, two people work together to install the main window, a large, heavy unit that requires careful handling. The interior floor is being laid, using the beautiful dark-stained planks. He drills pilot holes for the window hardware. He installs the window trim, framing the beautiful view of the countryside. The finished window is a masterpiece, a perfect blend of rustic materials and modern performance. The finished house is a stunning piece of architecture, solid, beautiful, and perfectly integrated into its landscape. The final trim pieces are added to the windows. Every detail is considered, resulting in a highly refined finished product. The craftsmanship is evident in every joint and surface. The house stands complete, a testament to a singular vision and an incredible amount of hard work. He adds the final trim around the main door. The precision of the fit is exceptional. The house is now fully sealed from the elements. Inside the darkened workshop, the builder continues his craft. He uses a sander to smooth the timber, the dust catching the light from the window. Back at the house, he installs the interior walls, using his drill to secure the panels. The interior now has shelves and defined spaces, transforming from a shell into a functional home. Outside, the preparation of materials is relentless. The finished house stands proud on its stone foundation, a fortress of self-sufficiency. He completes the final exterior details, his work illuminated by the strong sun. He and his partner hang the massive main door, a heavy, solid barrier against the outside world. The door is carefully maneuvered into place, a satisfying moment of completion. He prepares more timber in the workshop, the cycle of creation never ending. He installs the hardware on the main door, the final step in making it functional. He applies the Show Sugi band finish to the door itself, tying it aesthetically to the rest of the building. The door is hung and adjusted, swinging smoothly on its heavy-duty hinges. The final adjustments ensure a perfect seal against the wind and rain. He steps back from the finished door, a magnificent entryway to his creation. The charring process continues on another panel, the fire transforming the wood. He uses a knife to clean the joinery, a final act of handcrafted perfection. The finished detail is flawless. The door is complete, a masterpiece of woodworking. That is both beautiful and incredibly durable. The home is now a complete, functional, and beautiful sanctuary. Inside the workshop, the creation of components continues. He sands a finished piece, the final step before installation. The interior walls are installed, using the beautiful dark-stained wood. The shelves are now filled, a sign that the house is becoming a home. Outside, the builder prepares more materials, his energy seemingly limitless. The house stands finished, a testament to the power of a vision, hard work, and brilliant engineering. He continues working on the exterior details. The contrast between the dark wood and the green landscape is striking. He brings in heavy machinery, a sign that the project is expanding. The builder now moves his workshop, making space for the next phase of development. He clears his tools and equipment, a methodical and organized process. He begins installing the roof. First, the wooden decking. Next, a modern waterproof and breathable membrane is rolled out. This underlayment is the primary barrier against water intrusion. He installs battens, which will create an air gap for ventilation and provide a nailing surface for the final roofing. The system is designed for longevity and performance. Each layer is installed with precision. The roof structure is now ready for its final covering. The completed roof framing is a complex and beautiful grid. The finished home is a fortress of self-sufficiency, built to endure for generations. The final roofing material arrives, beautiful terracotta tiles. He begins laying the tiles, working from a scaffold. This is a skilled trade that requires precision and a good eye. He works his way up the roof, each course of tiles overlapping the one below. The pattern of the tiles is both beautiful and highly effective at shedding water. The roof is the crowning jewel of the house, and he takes his time to get it perfect. He meticulously aligns the ridge tiles, sealing the peak of the roof. The last few tiles are set in place. He inspects the finished roof, a masterpiece of color, texture, and craftsmanship. Next, the gutter system is installed to manage rainwater runoff. The finished house is now fully protected from the elements. Now, he prepares the foundation for a water tank. Part of a rainwater harvesting system. He excavates the area by hand, a final act of shaping the earth. He builds a small retaining wall from stone and rubble. He shapes the stones with a hammer, ensuring a tight fit. He pours a concrete base for the tank, using the stones as aggregate. He uses a power grinder to shape the concrete pad for a perfect fit. He moves the large IBC tote, the water tank, into position. The tank is now installed, ready to be connected to the gutters. The project continues to expand, with more timber being brought to the site. The final view, a completed homestead with a beautiful house, a water system, and the promise of a sustainable future. He begins a new project, stone masonry. He uses a power grinder to cut and shape the local stone. He's creating a stone hearth or patio, laying the cut stones in a bed of sand. He measures carefully, ensuring the stones are perfectly level and aligned. In his workshop, he mixes mortar, the binding agent for his stonework. He applies the mortar and begins setting the stones, building up the structure layer by layer. The process is slow and requires a mason's eye for detail, fitting each unique stone into the hole. Now he builds a raised garden bed, a simple but effective wooden frame. The finished beds are ready to be filled with soil. He applies the Sho Sugiban charring technique to the garden beds for preservation. He fills the beds with soil, the final step before planting. The reward for his hard work, a ripe, homegrown tomato. In his workshop, he continues to build, his creativity and energy unceasing. He prepares more timber, the raw material for his next inspiration. The methodical cutting continues, a rhythm of creation. He lays out the finished planks, a beautiful collection of charred wood ready for its purpose. He applies a finish coat to the exterior of the main house, the final act of sealing and protecting his creation. The finish brings out the deep, rich texture of the charred wood. He paints the door, a final touch of color and protection. The finished materials are stacked, a library of textures and tones. The builder inspects his work, a master of his craft in his element. He uses the ancient technique of charring wood, a sustainable and beautiful way to preserve it. He begins cladding the house with the charred timbers, a process that is both construction and art. He carefully fits each board, creating a perfect weatherproof skin. The finished house is a stunning example of modern vernacular architecture, a perfect home in a perfect setting. He takes a final look, the architect and builder, surveying the magnificent home he has brought into being. A very special thank you to the owner of the YouTube channel, at Wild Gumos, for creating this wonderful video and allowing me to comment. If you enjoyed this narrative, please visit and support their channel at the link in the description below.